as traditional roles, single parenting,
co-parenting, raising our parents,
adult friendships, and more.
Hey y'all, I'm Lisha J,
Keia B,
and welcome to our first episode of
The Journey to Faith, Family, and Freedom.
All right, so a little bit about me. I am a veteran, an entrepreneur. I work full-time for the government, not in active duty. I have 4 children, 3 boys and 1 girl. And yes, she does run the house. So luckily I was able to sneak out so I can be here with y'all today. I just dropped my oldest off at college. So I'm kind of getting to the path of being okay. Not really okay all the way, but we all gonna work through that together on this journey, okay?
Yes, I agree. Again, Keia B. So I am dual career right now. I am a chief in the Navy, and I'm also a realtor. So I have 3 sons, 13, 4, and 1. And then I have a husband who is also in the military, and I've been previously married before. So I'm on my second one. So good luck for me, y'all, as I continue to work through things of just being married and with a family and all the things, trying to do all the things we try to do as mothers and stuff like that. I've been on the single side of the house where it was just me and my son, and now just getting back into the marriage game could be complicated at times, but it's also a blessing.
Yes. Awesome. Yeah. All right. So to our first episode for finally getting out of our heads and getting in front of the camera.
So we are here because we feel like all mothers go through the same thing, and it's just a different story, right? So today our topic is mom guilt.
Mom guilt.
And it's crazy enough, we're feeling guilty right now because our kids is watching the kids. So,
yeah.
So how do you deal with that? How do you feel?
I'm a little torn, just a little bit, because they're old enough so that we can still go and do what we need to do.
Right.
But is this the type of thing like, oh, well, I'm doing it. Who am I doing this for?
Yeah.
Right. I feel like that plays a big role in the guilt.
Yeah, I feel the same way because right now I feel like on this very day, because we have this day off, I'm like, should we be doing something like going to the movies instead of them just being at home? Because that's what we do anyways after we get off of work is be at home. Should we be out and about? So it really does sometimes bother me, like, should I be doing my own thing or should I be,
with the kids?
With the kids.
Mm-hmm.
Letting their experience, letting them have memories and not the memories that we had, as latchkey kids sitting at home all day, looking outside, hoping our moms want to sneak outside while they're gone and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it's a big thing. I really think it's
something I was thinking about. Do you think the age of when you have a child plays a part in the mom guilt?
Yes.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I would say that because, and if you don't know my story, for me, I am a military mother. So, we go away a lot. So for my oldest, I had him with my first husband, and during the time of our divorce, I was broke. Right. So dealing with that and being broke, I knew I had to support my oldest child. And when the opportunity to go to Japan on a carrier, knowing that would be the career that would get me to the over hump where I can then just relax, I had to separate from my kid. And it felt easier at that time to separate from my kid.
Because he was young? Because
he was young and because I know I needed to do it in order for him to have a great life. But now with the 4-year-old and 1-year-old, I'm like, dang the Navy, I need to be with my kids, right? And I feel bad because 20-year-old me with the oldest and almost 40 me with the youngest, I'm like, no, I need to be there constantly with my child, my kids.
Yeah. No, I get that. So, because you're still you're still fighting the fight in uniform versus me and my 4, when I joined, my oldest was 3. And now my youngest is 6. But before she was even born, I said, I'm getting out. Yeah. Because I had 3 boys, and having the boys, I was just like, okay, well, they can be with their dad if I need to go somewhere. But once I had a girl, I was just like, I'm not leaving her.
Right.
Leave her. No, I'm not leaving her. So I made that decision. At the 10-year mark, I was like, okay, well, I'm going to go. Like, I'm going. And do I regret it? No. But I get it, because with my first, I was just like, okay, well, he can be with his dad, and I'm going to boot camp. And that was the story. And I mean, we've been living a good life. Like, I cannot blame the military, because the military really helped and shaped the life that I wanted.
Right. And I agree with that. But also with you, right, it's like you were at that time doing military. Mm-hmm. So y'all both being gone.
Oh, that hurts so bad.
Yeah. So in the same situation, and that's where I'm at now, like us both being dual military now, it's like, who's going to always make that sacrifice? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Right. And I think as women, we feel like we need to be the ones that step down all the time and let the man be what we consider the man, and they go out there and, you know, sacrifice not the time without their kids.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, because it's not common, right? Yeah. It's always, and I think this will, again, will lead to the mom guilt. We take on that burden of, I'm the one that has to be there. Like, is the daddy there? May he be present? Is he financially supporting? Yes, but we feel like as a mama, like, I have to do it.
Right.
And then we turn right around and feel bad because we're doing it all.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And then we're also guilty because we're like, you need to spend time with your kids. But at the same time, you know we're going to always pick up the slack in a way. And is it the right way? I don't know if that's the right way, but it works.
Yeah.
It works. And I think sometimes with us having boys, we feel like the dad should be there more involved and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, we always want our boys to know that they can always fall on their moms. Mm-hmm. So being present, really, I feel like I need to be present so they can always fall on me. Mm-hmm. So that's like my decision. It's like, hey, why do I always feel guilty? It's because I just need to be present.
Yeah. And why do we feel guilty when we want to have a break or come somewhere and ultimately have a vent session?
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly.
Okay, we just want to get it off our chest. And I know it's a whole bunch of moms out there that can relate. Mm-hmm. And, you know, they could be military moms, right? Mm-hmm. And when that husband leaves and goes out to sea, if they don't have a village there with them, who are they talking to all day? The kids. So that's why we're here. Okay, we're here for y'all. This is our community. We're your community. To know you are not alone out there.
Yeah, definitely. And it's even sometimes like going on vacation, like when we did my birthday trip to Vegas, I'm like, this was my first time leaving my youngest child, and I felt like I needed to talk to him all the time. I felt guilty. Like, it was 3 days. You can do without me for 3 days, but that feeling of just like being detached from your children is stronger now than it was with my oldest child. And I always feel like, dang, I know they're not going to remember this, but how do you take that feeling away?
Yeah.
You know, like,
yeah.
And then when you take it away, like, oh, they'll be fine, you end up like sad.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's like, why are we sad? Because we know they're going to be fine. Like, we're not leaving them with somebody that's not going to care for them. Why are we sad?
Yeah. I don't know. It's just one of those things that we, when we think about our parents and stuff like that, like we would always want to do better than what our parents done for us. So it's like, that's the other battle. It's like, yeah, my parents were always gone, and I get it. I understand they were working parents, and they come from a generation where, you know, they had the option to work because their generation before didn't have those opportunities like they did. So they were the working generation, and it was okay to leave your children where us as millennials, we feel like we have to be more involved because we didn't get it from our parents. So that's where I think also the mom guilt comes from. It's just like our parents didn't do this for us, so we need to do it for our kids and be at every game. Like I can count on my fingers how many times my dad was at a track meet or cheerleading or anything like that. But I can sit there and say for my older son, I'm like, probably missed one game.
Your dad?
For me. I probably only missed one game. Okay. Because I feel like I have to be there.
Yeah.
And so being in the military and thinking of the thought of being deployed again, I'm like, I'm going to miss all those games. And like, he's going to share the story, but it's not going to be shared right.
Yeah. But then, right, like we have this guilt. And I'm just like, how does the kid feel? I think they asked me that. I think that's one of my therapists asked me that in the session. Like, okay, you're carrying this burden, you're carrying this weight, but have you talked to your child? Like, how does your child feel?
Yeah.
And I'm like, dang, like I can't even answer that question because while we're sitting up here and we're being hard and beating ourselves up, the kid probably just like, okay,
right.
You know, these kids today are different.
Yeah, they probably wish we wasn't there.
Right.
So they can be out there doing what the other kids who don't have their parents there.
Exactly.
Yeah, I never even thought about asking like, DJ, do you want me to come to the game? Or, you know, I never even thought.
I know I didn't ask my oldest. And granted, it was just marching band, but I was always there. I'm talking about don't have no memory in my phone because I'm recording the band and recording him and all these snapshots of him. And now he's gone to college and I'm just like, okay, well now next, like, come on, next, time for the next kid. Like now it's your turn. And he is like, I don't want to do none of that.
Yeah.
Which is making me sad because I'm just like, well, why don't you want to do it?
Right. Because they always say kids keep you young, you know. Yeah. So for him to sit down, then you feel like you're in like a holding.
Yeah, like I'm just waiting like.
Who's going to do something next to entertain us? So maybe that's it too. We just don't want to detach as well. Like we're like, they give us something to do. And so when we're not a part of it, it also makes us feel guilty because they're like off doing then on. They're like, no, we need to be together on this.
Yes. Yes. Like this is a team effort. This is us. And they just like, no, I'm good.
Yeah. No, that's true. I like what your therapist said to roll that back. Should we ask our kids? Or I think I'm kind of afraid to hear the answer, to be honest with you.
I think that plays a part too. Like, do we really? Because, you know, they say don't ask questions you don't want the answers to.
Yeah. It's like, do I go through my child's phone to figure out if he's like doing all the things I was doing at that age? Right? Like, it's one of those things I'd be like, do I go? But then I know some mothers who like, yeah, no, I'm all up in the phone.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, that sounds fun. But then I don't want to be hurt by it either. Yeah. I'm like, no, it's another guilty feeling. Like, how do I handle this situation? How do I like address this in a way? And I'm a very direct person, but still, when it comes to your kids, how you receive it and how you want to come out with it. And it's just a whole bunch of other emotions involved with that.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Should we ask? Y'all let us know if you would ask the question to your kids and how much they want you to be involved in their life and stuff like that. And if you do ask them, what was their response? Did it hurt you? How did you feel about that?
Yeah.
Let us know.
So I think this is a good chance to take a drink.
Oh, yeah.
To us.
Oh, I took a big gulp.
You did.
All right. So today's conversation again is about mom guilt.
Mom guilt.
Right. So for us, for me, well, I can't speak for Lisha, but for me, it's that feeling of like not being there for my child, right? It's that feeling of like I'm not giving them their all, my all. I feel like there's certain things as a mom we're supposed to do because we are their mother. And it may not be the same for my mother. It wasn't the same, obviously, because I always tried to not compete But in a way, it is kind of competing, right? It's kind of like I'm trying to make sure I do the most for my kids. I want them to be better, right? You know, we always hear our kids say, we're going to get you all this. And then we get into life and that's not what it is, right? You can't, I'm trying to teach them, let's just have the basic needs. And so I feel like there's certain basic needs I need to teach my kids, and I need to be there for my kids in order for them to get there. So sometimes when I can't compete to what my brain wants me to compete to, it makes me feel guilty.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I feel like that's always a problem with me because I get in my head. Yeah. So when I think about mom guilt, it's really me beating myself up because it's like, why do I feel like I should still be able to have a personal life outside of the kids?
Oh, yeah.
So that's what I struggle with all the time, like every time. And it's just like, I get up, I go to work every day, I'm up late because I'm starting up a business. And it's just like, when the kids be like, hey, can we go do XYZ? And I'm just like, I'm tired.
Yeah.
But it's just like, I want to do stuff with y'all, but I'm tired. And mama really don't have no help. Okay. Right. And just recently thinking about this summer and, you know, now school's out. And I was telling my friend, I was like, dang, I literally just lost both my babysitters. Because it's the summertime, my parents helped me the whole school year.
Right.
So I'm like, I don't want to keep trying to put the kids off on them for me to go outside and have fun. But it's just like, as a mom, I was like, well, am I entitled to go out without them and have fun?
Yeah. And then you think back, did our parents go out or were they working?
I remember my mom going out and having a life. But it was, of course, at the age when I was able to kind of be at home by myself.
Right.
And I lived in a building where it was a 3-story building, 2 sides. Out of the 6 apartments, we was in one. I had family in 4.
Okay.
So was I really alone? Not really.
Right.
You know?
And if you don't know Lisha, she's from Chicago. So everything,
Southside.
You know, is very close. Whereas in Florida, they're more single family homes and stuff like that. So my family is far apart. I didn't get the love, not the love from the family. It's just the travel. Mm-hmm. You know, it's not as easy as Lisha, right? So the guiltiness for your mom was a little bit less because you had the family right next door.
Yeah.
And she was able to go do her thing and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And you were good. Whereas we're here located in the Hampton Roads area. Yeah. And we still have kind of like Florida's a hop and a skip to get to family and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Lisha, just going back to like feeling tired, right? Mm-hmm. So you say you're like feeling tired and you don't necessarily feel like you're able to have that life that your mother had sometimes.
Yeah.
Tell me about it. Like, explain it more.
I think because, like you mentioned, being like the latchkey kids, like, because our parents, you know, they're gone, they're at work. And it's like, so I understand the mom being tired, but it's just like, okay, now kids didn't ask to be here. So what are you going to do to make sure that they're still enjoying life? And I feel like that's where my guilt comes in.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I really do just want to relax.
Right.
I want to relax. I don't always feel like I want to get up and do something. And why kids always want to go. Like, don't you just want to take a nap too and relax? But they going to miss them naps when they get grown.
Right. Because...
So that's definitely my guilt. That's my guilt. Okay. Struggling to put my feelings and emotions to the side to make sure they still having enjoying their life.
Their kids' life, right? Because we don't want them before. It's like, make them grow up fast. Like, even today, right? Like, we're having the kids watch the kids and stuff like that. And it's just like, at first, I'm like telling my husband, like, no, I don't think we should have DJ watch the kids.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I didn't like watching my little sister because then she was dragged to do everything with me. And sometimes she blames me for the reason why, and we can get into this in another episode, of who she chooses to be a partner with, is because I grew up a little too fast. Because again, it's kids raising kids, and that's one of the things I feel guilty sometimes is having DJ. And like, I'm always like, okay, I got like a time period of what is too long for my child to watch a kid, right? You know? And so that's my guilty. Like, I do believe it's okay for your kids as they get older to watch your kid, right? But what's the time frame, right?
Yeah.
How much are they got to do for their older child?
Yeah.
And so me and my husband go back and forth about it because, again, he's still stuck in the old school ways of the generation of our parents. And I'm like the new school. Like, there's certain things he wants to change, but he's still in the old school mindset of like, no, kids should be able to do these things, right? And so I think it's a good happy medium sometimes, but sometimes I'm like, okay, where's the compromise? And mine is the hours. Like, I don't want you watching the kid all day while I'm at work. Like, I wouldn't have my 4-year-old home while my 13-year-old's out of school. Like, this summer, my 4-year-old would not be home all day with my oldest.
No,
like,
that makes sense.
You know, there's certain time frames for that.
Yeah.
So those are like one of the things that affects the family in a way, because he thinks one way and I think differently.
Yeah.
And so I think we are okay with the compromise. But again, when me being military and I'm gone for 3 weeks for something, I don't know how he handles the situation. Right. So it's that is another mom guilt for me. Right. And then there was something offline we were talking about before we started recording, was like, for me, like, I feel like my kids have to have a good meal every day. And one of the things while my husband was deployed, I'm telling him, I'm like cooking and DJ's not eating the food and stuff like that. And he's just like, you ain't got to cook for him every day. Make you a big pot of spaghetti. That's your problem. Like, my problem? Like, what do you mean a big pot of spaghetti every day? Like, he feels like and he's from Georgia, so a big pot of spaghetti could last a whole week. And I'm just like, no.
Well, you know, for me, he's talking about a big pot of spaghetti. Growing up in Chicago, you know, spaghetti is actually a side dish for us.
What?
And I know that's always like a topic of discussion, but it is. It's like, oh, we're going to eat spaghetti and fish and fried fish.
I've heard spaghetti and fried fish.
So to hear just make a big pot of spaghetti and we're going to eat that all week is crazy. Especially like with my kids. First of all, where did this come from where kids don't like leftovers?
Yeah.
We need to dissect that, because where did that come from? Are we the problem? I feel like we're the problem, because even if I have enough food for leftovers, they won't eat them unless I make them. Like, I literally have to go in the kitchen and make the plates.
Oh, yeah.
They don't do it on their own. Otherwise, they're going to be asking me for something to eat.
That's
like,
funny you say that. Maybe I would do that next time. It's like, I have leftovers, make everybody plate. And so the crazy thing is, when we were living in San Diego, and we like to throw these like game nights and stuff like that. And I used to tell the people who come over, I'd be like, my family just don't eat leftovers. And so I used to like get so mad. Like, we do eat leftovers. And I'm like, okay, when? Because trash goes out on Fridays and I'm throwing it out on the Friday morning. And so when are you eating the leftovers? And he would get so mad and he would tell me again to make these big old pots of spaghetti. And I think it's just like, I just spoiled my family so much where they don't have to eat because I'm willing to do that. Because me growing up, right, for me, it was like, I did not, my parents were working parents. And so I ate cereal. I ate all the things that were in the house and things like that. And they'll bring home stuff every now and then. But I ate what was in the house, and I just didn't want that for my kids. Like, I know there's stuff in the house. Maybe that's a little bougie. I'm like, there's stuff in the house. We could eat it, but or we could go out because I don't feel like cooking. I always feel like I have to provide every day a meal.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's my mom guilt. I want to be able to provide you with a meal every day.
See?
And I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Y'all tell us. Like, what do you do? Do you feel that way? Like, do you feel like you have to cook every day, or you have to like go to Chick-fil-A or somewhere? I mean, in San Diego, I don't think I could not. And that's another thing. Like, I could not afford to go eat out every day with the family I had.
Yeah.
A whole bunch of men. Like, I just couldn't do that.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, see, that's hard, because then I told y'all I'd be tired, right? It's a lot going on. And I just feel like it's so easy to just pop in somebody's drive-through and let it be done. Yeah. And I know they're going to like it. I know that's what they want. And I'm just so surprised that the people at Chick-fil-A just don't already know who I am when they see me pull up into the drive-thru, because yes, I'm back. I was here yesterday. I'm here today. Don't judge me. But then it's like a on-off thing with me. Like sometimes then here's my mom guilt. I feel bad. Yeah. Because I didn't cook for them, right? Right. So because I didn't cook for them, I'll be like, okay, well, I'm going to cook this week. So then I'll cook, some food on Sunday, and we'll have some leftovers for the next day. But then when I go to clean up the kitchen, I'll be mad because it don't be enough leftovers for the next day. And I'm like, who came down here and got some more food? The oldest. Yeah. The oldest came and got him some more food, and that was enough for me to eat for lunch the next day. And then I'm like, I'm not going to cook it because I made enough food for leftovers and it's nothing left. I think the problem for me is like, okay, sometimes I do want the leftovers, right? And then the leftover, I didn't cook enough because the same thing, they eat it. And I'm like, so what am I going to have for lunch? Mm-hmm. Or what am I cooking the next day? Because I didn't plan that, right? So sometimes I do want the leftovers, but then again, I'm like, happy that they ate all the food, right? Yes. So it's like, and then you got my husband saying, like, you don't cook enough for the next. So I'm in a phase of like, I feel guilty to all the family. Like, I'm like, what are we doing here? Like, do we eat the leftovers? Or do we not eat the leftovers? Do you like when I cook? Like, it takes a toll mentally because their mood swings. And, I think what affects me is it's like, if it is some leftovers, then maybe they didn't like it. Because they liked it if it's not no leftovers. Right. But now I got leftovers, so now I'm in my head like, hold on, so maybe they didn't like the food. Did I do something wrong? Was it nasty? Yeah. So now like you question it all over again. We got a lot going on. Yeah. There's a lot going on. And then for you to just be single and stuff like that, I could really, like, it's a little hard. Like, I just made... it's a little hard. I can like go to the hubby and be like, hey, what it tastes like? Is it good? Oh yeah, make this again and stuff like that. The kids, they kind of just be like, yeah, mom. Yeah. It's whether they eat enough or not. And you kind of want them, like with us having boys as the older ones, like they're very like nonchalant about everything. And then you having Cece, like learning from my goddaughter, she's going to tell you. Yeah. She gonna tell you. But at the same time, you're not cooking just for her. You're cooking for all four. So if she's a princess and gets whatever she wants from me, mom, papa, and like, then you have the other three boys. Yeah. Which I will say, they'll tell me like, oh yeah, mom, that was good. But that second one, he's the one, I don't know what it is with those taste buds, but he like, oh, did you use such and such? Oh, I taste this. Oh, I taste that. Like, he's the one. Oh, well, I thought he was going to be like a chef when he get older, because like his taste buds like really be on point. And I remember one time, so I don't use ground beef a lot. Yeah. So I use like ground turkey, and like, I guess he got used to that. So the one time I tried to use ground beef, he was like, you did something different. Oh. See? See, us trying to play with it, right? Trying to be fancy, and stuff like that. Yeah. But again, like, it goes back to like just feeling like, how do we please, all these different personalities, and like try not to feel guilty, right? Like, just understand that just like our coworkers, they're gonna have a personality and work, and like all these personalities are filtering into our kids, and
sometimes, like in my oldest, sometimes we be like, and I don't know if you do this with all your kids, but you be like, oh dang, you got that from your daddy. Like, it's just, sometimes you either roll your eyes or you don't roll your eyes. Depends what the character is in that, and like you don't feel guilty. That's when you don't feel guilty, right? It's like, okay, yeah, that's all your daddy said. You don't feel guilty. But then when you feel like, oh yeah, that's probably me, and you're like, you feel guilty in a way.
Yeah. I think with that aspect, maybe it's once I had my little girl, I was just like, yeah, if I don't have nothing nice to say, I'm not going to say nothing at all. And it's also a big piece because she going to run and tell everything.
Oh yeah.
And it's like, little girl, mind your business.
Yeah.
So it's like I can't even talk freely because she gonna go and tell.
Yeah.
But so I definitely get that. That's the look I got to give when they start acting like their dad. Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
You can't do too much facial expression. Right. She is gonna point. She gonna point it out. Yeah. So I get it. But speaking of dads, do you think they have that same feeling? Because again, like with CL, he kind of just like, yeah, it's okay. Make that big old pot of spaghetti. It's going to be fine. Do you think they're like, they don't have that guilty feeling at times? Like,
let me see. So if I only talk about my ex-husband, I'm going to say no. Simply because when we were under the same roof, he would be like, oh, come sit down with me and watch a movie. And I'd be like, but the kids, oh, they're fine. They're upstairs.
Yeah.
No, but the kids.
Yeah.
No, don't worry about them. They'll be okay. You don't want to do something with the kids? No, I don't think they do.
No. Okay.
Not as much as we do.
Yeah. No. Okay. I can agree. And that's not even with, this is the current husband like that. I'd be like, he'd be like, let's go to Dave and Buster's and see, that's his favorite place to go. Mm-hmm. And I'd be like, okay, let's grab the kids from daycare early. We can't just do something by ourselves. Like, why we always got to include the kids?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I do agree. Maybe they don't feel it, or maybe they feel it in a different way. Mm-hmm. But it's definitely not like when it comes to spending time with the person they love, I think their attitude switches. And I do believe, y'all men tell us if you're listening to this podcast as well, like, do you put your wife or your significant other first and then is it the kids? Is that what happened? Because like, that's what I'm thinking. It's like, I'm like, let's bring the kids. We're going to Dave and Buster, right? It's a playing event.
Yeah.
Or if we're watching a movie, like the other night he's watching GOAT and he like had all the kids. BB, all of them was downstairs and stuff like that. And he just up there chilling, watching the GOAT. You would think that the kids would want to watch the GOAT or go downstairs in the living room. Yeah. But all of us can watch it. And he's like, no. So maybe it's just men, they just put their wives first and their significant others first, their baby mamas, and they just appreciate what we've provided for them.
Which leads more to our guilt, because now we're doing everything.
Yeah, because we feel like we have to make sure.
Oh, yeah. That does not help at all. Like that idea right there makes me just be like, see, that's why I'm not in a relationship. Because I'm like, if I'm going to do it all anyway, I don't want to say that, y'all, but I might as well be by myself, right?
Yeah, I think that's definitely just another conversation. We're going to dissect that in another episode.
Later. Okay.
Yeah, because we can dissect on how we feel when it comes to those situations where, as mothers, where we feel like sometimes we're doing it by ourselves. And even having the man there and not having him, sometimes because of our mom guilt and our expectations for our children, we feel like we're doing it by ourselves, right? And
maybe we're not.
Yeah, it just feels, the feeling is still there. The emotions we have is still there. And so, I think that's another episode to dissect into.
Yeah.
But I do want to say this Prosecco is on point, right? It is. Really we got this from Cooper Talk, right? And it's on point, y'all. So if you haven't been to a Cooper's Hawk. I heard it's in different locations. I didn't know that. I just thought it was always in Virginia. So every time I came to Virginia, that was the one place me and Lisha had just had to go to. And I didn't realize living in Virginia how far it was from her home. And she gladly just took us there. So I appreciate you because now I understand the roads of Hampton Roads and how it goes because I've been driving up these roads a little bit crazy.
Yeah, she be getting all her miles in.
Yeah, so Keia, I'm about to come back and get another car. I'm telling you that right now. But we want to say thank you. If you enjoyed this episode, please follow us on our YouTube page, Triple F, The Journey to Triple F, and also, comment. Let us know what you want to hear, how you feel, and stuff like that, so we can add that into our episodes. And, if you have a friend or somebody, if it's you who want to talk about your experience, just being a mother, the journey to faith, family, and freedom, let us know because we're willing to have you on our show.
Yes. Thank you. Bye, y'all.